You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and Jon.
Greetings, Earthlings and locally hated Pharisees. This is Last Night's Coffee, episode 129, a Holy Week edition. I'm Chuck, and that's New Leaf Jon. Let's go.
It's 192. You got the numbers mixed up, but that's okay.
What did I say?
We'll roll with it. You said 129.
You know,
I love it. You can't get it perfect, Chucker. It's okay. You did great.
I was looking right at it, and it come out 129.
Look, that just shows our support for dyslexic people.
There might be a slight. It might be slightly in there. Jon's back from vacation.
I am turning over a new leaf over here.
New Leaf Jon.
Yeah, man. I've been reading this book. I started it on vacation, and I've continued it since returning. It's all about the rejection and praise of man, and yeah, this is a New Leaf Jon. This is New Leaf Jon. Neither one of those things matter anymore because they're from man.
Now, if you're following along at home, you're listening to this on a Monday, or we're recording this on a Monday, and currently in the Holy Week timeline, Jesus is flipping some tables and cursing some fig trees.
That's right. No one was more rejected than Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, not a single person on the face of this planet faced more rejection than Jesus did.
Yeah.
And he also received, quite a bit of praise, right? I mean, he was preaching to thousands of people.
Yeah. As you can see, I have my Hawaiian shirt on because yesterday was Palm Sunday, and I was the only one at church that wore one. Even one of our listeners that attends regularly.
Oh.
And I said, dude, you have failed me, young grasshopper.
Yeah. Dude, that sucks. I had to skip Palm Sunday, and I was really upset about that. I had things going on.
So, yeah, you was working on a door?
Yeah, man. It was all part of coming back from vacation. Do you want me to jump into that? Look, I've got a little bit of an Easter themed shirt. The cream rises to the top, bro.
Macho man.
And no one's more creamy than
Did I send
Jesus.
you that meme yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So we came back from vacation. Beautiful vacation. Wonderful into it. My wife.
It's beautiful. The Gulf of America.
My wife.
Some say it's the best
stay
golf.
An extra night. It is the best golf. It is the best golf. We had a fantastic time, though. It was beautiful weather the last day that she convinced me to stay. All that. So glad she talked me into it. She wound up cutting her hand wide open.
Nice.
That
sucks.
Yeah, that was part of the convincing me to stay, I think.
I will cut my hand if we can stay.
She was like, she had to cut her hand and deliberate if she was going to go to the hospital or not for a couple hours.
For a whole extra night.
Yeah.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. But we come back from that beautiful, wonderful vacation, and we find a dead, half-eaten snake inside the house.
Nice.
So,
who ate the snake?
The cats. We left the cats at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can fend for themselves.
Yeah, dude. We had someone just come by every few days and check on them. It was fine. But yeah. So we come home and we find this dang half-eaten snake. And there's this back door of ours. I've been patching it. I literally held it together. It was a steel door. I had it held together with nuts and bolts all the way through.
Oh, nice.
It was peeling apart. This steel door was and now the middle chunk, between the two panes of glass, had fallen out. So there was this probably 1 inch, 1.5 inch gap.
Yeah.
And I had to do something about it. And that's not what you want to come back from vacation to, right?
Never. But
I had a damaged fence that I had to fix from falling trees, all them storms, and I had, I guess, some water damage on the door, and yeah.
Those storms.
Were they pretty rough?
So, was it last week that I slept through a tornado? Did we talk about that on the show last week?
No, I don't
Or
think
tried to
so.
sleep through a tornado?
No. Oh, yes. Yes. And Mary Beth came back down, trotting down
Yes,
the
we
hallway and all
did
that.
talk about that.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Okay. I couldn't remember what day that was.
Yeah, we did get to hit on that on the last show. So yeah,
Well, I got
had
a new storm story, so
okay. Well, go ahead with it. Tell me the storm story, and then I'll wrap up the door story.
So Thursday night we had a vicious hailstorm come through the area.
Yeah.
Wind and hail. I think it was over there at your area.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad at the center. Like power blinked on and off for a minute, but I never saw hail bounce off my truck because I was at lunch, taking my lunch break during it.
Yeah.
But I actually moved. You know how I usually sit over there by the woods?
Mm-hmm.
I got to look at the trees and moved over by the building.
Yeah, the trees got to bending.
Yeah. So I'm bebopping my way home, just running about 45 miles an hour. Ain't no traffic. I'm like, man, this is nice. Get to the bridge right there at the Flint River, and they had the road closed sign on the other side of the bridge, on the Spalding County side of the bridge. So I'm just like, whoa, stop.
Oh, dang, dude.
And then have to back all the way back, because you ain't turning that truck around on that bridge in the dark.
No.
So I had to back all the way back across the bridge, across the approach to finally find one of those driveways to turn around in. It took me an extra 10 minutes to get home.
You'd think that that brand new F-250 would have the capabilities of like backing around, like doing a U-turn on its own in like tight quarters, Austin Powers style, like a 16-point turn.
I'm sure if you would have got the platinum or something like that, it would be able to do it.
Yeah. I gotta say, dude, I really like the buttons undone and the chain out. I really am digging that.
Got a whole vibe going on,
Yeah, you do, man. You do.
I
keep talking about New Leaf John, but you're over there looking snazzy, brother.
Yeah, I got this. The only thing is this red hat don't really go with it, but there's a reason I'm wearing it, because Charlie got Dale Jr. to sign it.
Yeah, that's a pretty big story, man. Do you want to hit that real quick or what?
Yeah, so Charlie had an event Tuesday of last week to go do a thing with Dale Jr. Was the guest of honor. So he got to meet Dale Jr., shake his hand, all that good stuff. Didn't get to spend as much time with him as he has some of the other drivers he's met.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's another one that he's met this year.
That's amazing, dude. How many NASCAR drivers does that make?
Dude,
at least active or retired?
4 or 5.
My gosh.
And
that's so cool, man.
This is my old school Dale Jr. hat that I've had that's way older than Charlie.
Right.
So I'm like, take this down there and get it signed.
Now, did Dale say anything about the hat?
I don't. Even if he did, I wouldn't ever got that information back.
Charlie was probably on cloud 9. He probably don't remember a word that man said, does he?
Probably not.
He probably don't know what he said.
Probably not. Charlie's like, hey, I'm Charlie.
This is Dale Jr. I'm talking to. That's like racing royalty, right? I mean,
yeah,
come on.
That's like, now you're looking at it going, okay, he's met these guys. Who's next to meet that would trump Junior?
The Petty family, dude.
Meeting Mr. the King.
Yeah, the Petty family.
Which I've met Kyle. Yeah. Okay.
It's like saying, yeah, I've met Dale Jarrett.
Yeah. I met him too.
Although he's cool. We're going to bring him up later in the show, I think.
Yeah. So, it's racing. We race this weekend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Let me wrap up this whole.
Yeah, wrap up your whole.
We'll get to the Oxenford Racing because I want to hear all about it. We haven't talked about any of that. We haven't really talked much at all. So this is all kind of us recapping too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get home from vacation. I'm putting in this door. Not really what I want to do. I should have hired somebody.
What day did you start on the door?
Huh?
What day did you start on the door?
Okay, so I started on it last night. I started on it after 4 o'clock, after 4 p.m. yesterday. So my concern as a mechanic is I'm going to have a huge gaping hole when it's bedtime.
Oh, so you're like Russian.
Yeah, that was kind of my concern, right? Wouldn't you be
What?
concerned? You're like,
Let me
it's
ask you
4
this.
p.m.
I have another question. What time did you decide to start working on it?
My wife, my wife convinced me to do all this at like 2 p.m. yesterday.
Holy cow!
Yeah, yeah. So Saturday it was our anniversary. So we spent Saturday just kind of hanging out. I finished up a little project, a backyard vineyard for her
Looks
with a
good,
nice little
by the way.
swing. You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I finished up that little project. We went out to hibachi. We actually took the girls with us
Nice.
to a little nice hibachi dinner, and yeah, so we just kind of hung out all day Saturday and enjoyed our anniversary. She got me this stainless steel mug, dude. I'm going all stainless, by the way. New
New
Leaf
Leaf
John.
John.
Yeah, man, all stainless. I bought all new stainless cookware. So for anyone who doesn't know, the traditional gift. Me and Catherine tend to always get each other the traditional gifts, and the traditional gift for 11 years is stainless steel. So I got stainless steel cookware,
Never knew that.
whole set of it, dude. We're going stainless. New Leaf John, no
New
more
Leaf John.
nonstick.
Going stainless.
Yeah, so Saturday was kind of just spent enjoying our anniversary, and Sunday was spent at first relaxing, kind of, just chilling, cleaning the house a little bit, and then it turned into convincing me to put a new back door in.
Well, I guess you needed a new back door.
Dude, you know what is kind of satisfying though? I was kind of going around. I put the trim up on the outside and was going around it with caulk today. It's really satisfying to know it's completely sealed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to know that I filled in all these gaps with like the right expansion foam and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just feels good to know like ain't no bugs coming in this way. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
Like
no
New Leaf
bugs,
John,
no
bro.
snakes.
New Leaf
Solid
John.
when you shut it.
Oh, it's very solid.
New
You
Leaf
know,
John.
I've got a little more adjusting to do on it. It's even though sliding doors are like a sealed unit, it does take a little more adjustment than
Oh, it's a
you
sliding
think.
door?
It's a sliding door. Yeah. I put in
Oh, I
a
couldn't
sliding.
tell that.
Yeah, man. One complete unit. Just drop that sucker in and nail it, dude. I did have to build in some of my door casing though. It wasn't quite like my casing wasn't quite right, so I had to run back to the store and get some 1x4s and fix that. But yeah, man, got that all sealed up. Ain't no more snakes coming in our house, dude. Lasky house is gonna be snake free.
Free. Okay. Well, you got to do that sometimes. I'm terrified of snakes.
New Leaf John. Yeah, imagine you had a snake in the house. You know what I'm saying?
I've found dead ones in the house before. It's not fun. Especially when it's been dead as long as it had been dead, and it's like, good night. Where'd this thing come from?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We were gone, so we don't really know how long it had been like that. No telling.
Yeah. So New Leaf John.
Yeah, New Leaf John. So tell me, give me the Oxenford Racing update, man. I'm excited to hear this.
Okay, so it's Saturday morning. I was in a bad mood all morning. I wasn't sure what car we had.
Ooh.
Like I didn't know what it was going to be like.
Yeah, you didn't feel sure.
I wasn't sure about it, and
Mm-hmm.
we got out there and we run hot laps, and I still wasn't sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
We come in. I got my little notebook out and started. What the heck was that?
Is it Natty?
No, she's asleep. She didn't even move.
You got a ghost, dude?
Probably.
From all the Beatles we were playing before.
Help! I need somebody. Did you hear it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's very audible on the podcast. What got knocked over? Any idea?
I can't see. I can't.
Dude.
I don't know. I don't know if that toolbox was open a while ago.
Was it a ghost of Christmas past?
I don't know. I don't remember that toolbox being open a while ago. I don't know. That's freaking me out, dude. Anyway, so we brought the car back. We made some adjustments and went out there and Charlie ran hard. He started 6th, made his way up to 4th, spun out once by himself.
Okay.
But he didn't stop rolling, so they didn't throw the caution. He just looped it
Nice.
around and kept on going.
Nice.
And, had that going. So, but he got some good laps in. The car is good. 3 and 4, it's good. We got to work on Charlie getting through 1 and 2 now, because the car, for whatever reason, the track in 1 and 2 was not fast, or it was slick. And I mean, everybody was struggling in 1 and 2. So
just couldn't get no traction.
Yeah. I saw good drivers spin out 1 and 2 in the same spot Charlie spun out. So I can't be mad at him about that. But I did know that lap that he spun out on, I watched him go into turn 1. I'm like, well, he's going to spin it on this one. I could see by the way he went in that car was spun out.
Yeah.
And
that's part of learning, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but we got it. We got it where we want it, and now we're racing. And we got a week off, and then we got 3 weeks on. So it's on. It's go time now.
Gotcha. Well, how did he do driving other than the 1 spin out? Did he?
He did. His driving is really improved this week. His patience. I've talked to him. I said, look, just breathe, man. Just if you have a bad lap, don't let that compound into the next lap being bad.
That's
the next
right.
lap can be slow, but that don't mean it has to be bad.
That's right.
So we just worked it out like that, and brought it home in one piece.
Amen.
I think it's already clean and in the shop.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. You guys planning some adjustments for the next race?
Just a few little odds and ends. Nothing. We got to work on the cooling. It actually got hot there towards the end.
Oh, okay.
So we gotta look at that.
When is the next race, ma'am? When can we see you back at Sonoya?
It is a Friday night.
Oh, hey-oh.
It is a Friday night race, and for some reason we're not sure about that, but it is Friday the 25th of April.
Okay. So the Friday after Easter.
Yeah, if you want to come out, and then like after that, it's May 3rd, May 10th. So
just
we
about
got 3 weeks in a row that we got to race.
Dang.
And then we're off almost 3 weeks. Off 2 weeks. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations to Charlie, man. I mean, finishing in the 4th place, that's great. That's great.
4th place. It was good for him. He had some good laps, learned a lot about the car. After he spun, he separated himself from the field.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got out there and just basically had a real good long practice session.
That's good.
So
nothing wrong with that, man. Well, we've got to get into some racing and all kinds of stuff we've got to get into now.
So did you watch any of the Masters?
I caught some of it, yes.
All right. So I watched from Wednesday on, I watched at least 30 minutes of Masters coverage.
Every day?
Every day. I get into the Masters.
Whoa.
I don't get into many professional golf tournaments.
Yeah.
But I might watch some of Waste Management, because just to hear the crowd just go nuts.
Yeah, sure. That's fun, right? That's fun.
But dude, the Masters is pure Americana, and it kicks off. Mm-hmm. It kicks off the spring, as you placed it. As you said it, the Gauntlet of Americana.
Yes.
So you got the Masters, the Kentucky Derby, and the Indy 500, all right here at the end of spring, and they're all life-changing events for the winter.
Yeah, for sure. That is so true. I didn't even think about that part.
So Rory McIlroy got his first Masters win,
Yep.
and completed a golf Grand Slam.
Yeah, man. Hats off to him, dude. Rory has been around for a long time. I think this was his 17th year competing in the Masters tournament, something like that. I mean, hats off to him, dude. That, at some point you got to start wondering, when is it going to be my turn? Is it ever going to be my turn? You know what I mean?
Dude, it went into sudden death.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, if you're going to win and complete your Grand Slam at the Masters,
Mm-hmm.
it might as well be in a sudden death, one hole, winner
dude.
take all, situation.
That makes it way more exciting, even more than like running away with the tournament and having like a 17 under score or something like that, like Tiger did back in the day. Like, I love that sudden death playoff. You know what I mean? That tournament, like who's taking this thing home, baby?
Yeah,
I
you
love
could
it.
feel the energy from Augusta all across the state when it was going on. So there's only been 6 golfers to win. I mean, to complete a Grand Slam.
Right, yeah. Not a common thing, dude.
Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods are some names you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Player.
Yeah.
These guys, that's the best golf name ever.
Gary Player? That is a pretty good name, dude. That's about as good. That's about as good a golf name as you get.
Kind of like Lake Speed as a race car driver. You got Gary Player.
Yeah.
Who are you, Player? I'm Player. It's like Shooter McGavin. Speaking of Shooter McGavin, there is going to be a second. What's the name of that movie?
Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. They've dropped a couple of trailers now, I think. If anybody, if you haven't seen them, check them out online. They are hilarious, dude. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good flick.
Yeah, I think John Daly lives in his garage or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, man. But the Masters, dude, the Masters is fun. So I had to let me give the folks a little bit of these notes I took, because I had to do a little bit of research on this Gauntlet of Americana we came up with. The Masters was created by Bobby Jones. Most people know that. Incredible golfer back in the day. First tournament was in 1934. It's the only major tournament played at the same course every year. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. They're really small on branding at Augusta National.
Yeah.
Like if you go to Augusta National, really their only branding is the azaleas. Like,
well, I mean, what else do you need? Azaleas are awesome.
Yeah, the azaleas and the dogwoods. Well, and the azaleas weren't out this year because of the weather decided to kind of mess up. Not as much, though.
Not a lot, but they were
not as much. We had a weird weather pattern and kind of messed with the blooming of the azaleas, but still, that's really their only trademark. Like they don't do much branding.
Right.
I found it interesting. During my research, I found that they do have rules when you're at Augusta National.
Dude, they got some crazy rules.
You cannot run, like no running ever on the golf course. Spectator, player, doesn't matter. No running. No laying on any grass anywhere.
Yeah.
And no cell phone usage. You cannot have your cell phones out at any time.
Nope.
Which is crazy, man. Those are some pretty stiff rules.
Well, did you see the rules that they had for the TV announcers?
No. What? Oh, the second 9 or whatever.
Yeah, it's
like
not the back 9. It's the
nine.
second 9. It's not in the rough. It's the second cut.
Yeah.
What
is this? What are we doing here? They're trying to be New Leaf PGA, and they need to stop that.
No, this is how it's been for years. These are rules that have been in place at the Masters for years.
Oh.
So, think about it like this. You know how Disney World manufactures an atmosphere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they are manufacturing an atmosphere that harkens back to 1930s golf.
Yeah, for sure. You brought up a really good comparison right there between Disney and Augusta, because both are as pristine as the other. There was I think there's this lady, I was listening to one video of her. She went to the Masters or whatever, and she looked for weeds. That's all she did was look for weeds.
You're not going to find any weeds there.
She found one
No
the
way.
whole time. Can you imagine spanning the whole golf course, though? You're there for she was there for a full day, walking the golf course, looking for weeds, and found one.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I wouldn't have announced that because we may have to go look for her.
Yeah.
She may go missing.
Dude, she went weed planting. What if she she's sabotaging him by planting a weed?
Yeah. But I mean, they take such good care of that place.
They really do, man. They really, really do. I think it's fascinating that they're kind of enforcing those things, the way the terms that they have out there.
Yeah.
And there's this other tradition there at Augusta. I found this really cool, that every year all of the champions can gather together for a dinner, right?
Right.
And the defending champ gets to pick what they're eating.
Yeah.
So like whoever won the previous year, the defending champ, he gets to pick what's for dinner. Tiger famously picked, I think, burgers and milkshake one time.
Yeah.
Burgers and milkshake, something like that. A lot of people tend to pick like their homeland food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what do you think Rory's going to pick next year?
That's gonna be tough. I'm like some of those Irish eggs or something. I don't know.
Potatoes.
I don't know what Irish people eat.
Just a bunch of potatoes.
Yeah, they're gonna have hash browns or something. I don't.
Yeah.
He's one that come up from nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a true good story. It's not like he was this rich kid. He had to do it the hard way. So similar to Tiger. Tiger, he didn't come from a very prominent family.
No, his dad forced him into this.
Yeah, dude. So and the defending champ has to pay for that meal too.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I think that is a cool tradition. I really like that. That's like you're honoring the past.
Yeah, you all throw on your green jackets,
You're in an elite club of how many living Masters winners that are actually,
right.
There's some old dude that we don't really know of that accidentally won a Masters one year, and he's like, I'm going to get that free meal.
Yeah. Every year he shows up with his green jacket.
He lives for Masters week. Well, they can't take the green jacket home.
What?
No. So the winner gets it for a year to go do appearances and media and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
After that, it goes back to their locker at the champion's locker room. And that's where it stays.
And they can only wear it there?
And they can only wear it there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. This green jacket thing, man, isn't that so strange how in the human mind, when you make something elite or hard to get, you immediately we immediately covet that thing. If it's hard to get, we're immediately like, ooh, wow.
Wow. Yeah, he's got a green jacket.
Green jacket.
Now, I wonder when Tiger goes if he has a heart, does he wear his most recent? Or, how do you decide which green jacket to wear?
I mean, he's probably got them. I mean, you can only do so much, right? So he's probably just got different different smells of cologne. That it's a different cologne on each of them, or a different woman. Knowing Tiger, you know what I'm saying? It's got a scent of a different woman on every jacket.
Have you heard about the Arby's in Augusta?
Why you got to bring that up right after I'm talking about Tiger and his
it has to do with
you got to bring up Arby's roast beef, brother.
It has to do with Tiger. Okay. His first Masters that he ever played in.
Yeah.
He found a Arby's down the street.
Uh-huh.
And ate there after every round.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
And to this day, they fix a table in a corner for freaking Tiger and put his order there on it.
We have the meats.
And and they got like a picture that says on Sundays we wear red. You know.
Oh God. I don't even think Tiger does. Does he still do that? Does he still wear only red on Sundays?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. He did that for a long time. I don't know if he still does. Be interesting to find that out. Look, man, the Kentucky Derby. We need to start talking about this gauntlet stuff, dude. Because I love
you forgot
the Americana
the
gauntlet.
staple was the pimento cheese sandwich. So there's
that's
connection
right.
to all of them. So,
That's right,
dude. I would love to have a pimento cheese sandwich from the Masters.
Yes, I would too. Straight from the Masters. You remember when we got that random Masters memorabilia that year from work because they had to cancel it because of COVID?
I know, and I didn't get any of it. I should have.
Oh, I've still got some of those cups, man. I gave my dad some.
You should put a cup right there.
I should put one of them up, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the Kentucky Derby, dude. The second in this gauntlet of Americana. Every year, it's the first Saturday in May, and I didn't know this. I didn't know a lot about this. I found this was probably one of the more interesting videos I watched was on the Kentucky Derby. It's the first Saturday in May. It's the longest running sporting event in the nation. It's uninterrupted since debuting in 1875.
That's
Rain or
crazy.
shine, depression and world wars, they couldn't stop it, dude. Did not matter. They kept going.
That's crazy. Because
1875, brother.
Yeah, that's 10 years after the Civil War ended.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When you put it in that perspective, it seems even older, right?
Right.
Holy smokes. I found this pretty fascinating. The grandson of the famous explorer William Clark designed and built Churchill Downs. I didn't know that. I think his name was Meriwether Clark, but he was the famous explorers Lewis and Clark. William Clark of that duo, his grandson, designed and built Churchill Downs. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't, but I am familiar with the explorer.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his work.
Yeah.
I celebrate his whole catalog.
I celebrate his entire catalog. That's right.
One of them suffered after it was over, suffered from severe depression. I can't remember if it was Lewis or Clark, but one of them had issues.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This guy, Clark's grandson. I can't stay on that depression subject. This is a new look.
I was just saying.
We're gonna change this. This grandson, when he went to England, he was fascinated with their horse races. That's what basically inspired him to come back and show off, like the thoroughbreds that were being bred in Kentucky. Like they really had some gnarly horses that they were breeding out there in Kentucky at the time, and he wanted to showcase them. And so he built this whole thing just to showcase those horses, dude, that they were breeding in Kentucky. That's how this all started.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought that was fascinating.
I find it interesting. So if you like travel on I-75 at night, they train the horses in Ocala now.
Oh.
And if you travel on I-75 at night, you are almost guaranteed to pass be passed by a 18-wheeler horse trailer with air conditioning and all this other stuff, hauling horses
super
back
nice.
and forth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And of course, the staple of the Kentucky Derby is the mint julep.
Oh yes, got to get that mint julep.
I wouldn't know. Never.
And I will.
Never
if
indulged.
I'm not at the racetrack, I will probably watch the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. You like the Derby. You're a fan of the Derby.
Yeah, I don't know anything about horse racing, but I mean, I know like it's like golf. I don't know anything about golf.
It's competition.
It's competition. Is whoever wins it. If that one trainer wins it again, I mean, geez, dude, you're going down in history.
Yep.
Your name is being put on an exclusive list. That's what's interesting about the Masters. It's like that green jacket. You're on that list for all of time. Boom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get to join that dinner with the champions
And
for
wear
the
your
rest of your
jacket.
life.
You know,
Yeah, and
and
wear
you
that
get.
green jacket.
Did you know you get like this is going back? We should have talked about this, but like you're exempt from having to qualify for any majors for 5 years if you win the Masters.
Whoa, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You don't have to qualify,
you don't have to. You're in.
dude. Holy smokes!
Like,
Wouldn't you take like 5 years off and just enter majors only?
probably.
I would.
And make money off endorsements. That's
Yeah.
why you don't see like after they win it, you don't see
Mm.
many of them that next.
Not a lot of defending champions coming back for a second run at it.
I
You
mean,
saying
you had Scheffler. He was coming for it, but
he
this
won it?
Joker, he won it last year.
Yeah.
Over the winter, he was making ravioli and using a wine glass to cut the circles, and it busted in his hand, and he had to like get his hand fixed. This dude works. Those hands are magical
And he's cutting ravioli with wine glasses.
and breaks.
Like, get you a ravioli cutter, brother. You're
At least
a
use
Masters champion.
At
You
least
got a
use
chef.
at least use a thick glass.
Yeah. He could have a chef making that ravioli, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on in this Gauntlet of Americana. Can we do that? Can we shift
Yeah,
gears
let's
again?
go on.
Moving on, dude.
The Gauntlet of Americana.
Indy 500, bro. The Indianapolis 500. It is the greatest spectacle in racing, and this is right up your alley, man. I expect you to know a good bit more about the Indy 500 than I know.
Well, it takes place in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Every year.
Technically, it takes place in the community of Speedway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did they rename it?
I think that's just where the Speedway was at, and it kind of become its own
Yeah.
part of Indy. Kind of how, the racetrack's never downtown
Right.
originally.
Right.
So, but you have the Indy. They started out, trying to run 500 miles. Whose car can make 500 miles?
Dude. That's so crazy.
It's like, can you make it 500 miles running this car as hard as you can all day long?
Yeah. That's what I didn't know that it started as car testing.
Yeah.
Like these were testing grounds. These were just car manufacturers out there like letting it ride.
Who's got the most reliable car?
Yeah, I didn't know that's how it started.
Yeah, well, that's how a lot of racing started.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't always about speed. At one point, they thought if you went over 60 miles an hour, that your face would come apart.
Right. Wasn't it 35 back in the train days when they first invented the locomotive? It was 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, and now we're going 700 miles an hour.
I just saw Katy Perry got back from outer space, bro. There's no telling how fast she was going in that Blue Origin.
Did she come in like a wrecking ball?
Yeah, that's Miley, brother.
Oh. What?
No, she was probably roaring. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They were hearing her roar
Yeah.
from outer space.
Man, I get them two mixed up.
It's all the same, man.
Crazy women, they're all the same.
Coming at you like a dark horse, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so getting back to the Indy 500, Carl Fisher thought people would pay to watch the cars being tested against each other. That's how this whole freaking thing started.
Yeah.
He was like, I bet people pay to watch this.
Yeah, I know I will.
Yeah. And that's in the race date. I think they had like a couple of things going on before, but the official debut was in 1911, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they had some contests there before, but the 500-mile race was 1911. And to think about a purse of $25,000, now that's the total purse.
That's the total purse.
That's payout for the whole race.
Right. He netted 14,000.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money then.
That's a lot of money.
14,000 to win in 1911.
$14,000, bro.
I mean, we're going to have a race in 2025 money at Sonoa for super late models that at the end of the year play 50,000 to win. But I'd rather have 14,000 in 1911 money.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right? Would you rather race on tar and gravel like he was back then?
No,
dude. The time and the speed are a couple of things that have blown me away in the evolution of the Indy 500, because like you said, the original purse was $25,000. It was won by Ray Haroon. It took him 6 hours and 42 minutes to complete the race.
Yeah.
That's insane. With an average speed of 72.6 miles per hour.
Yeah, on a freaking 2 mile track. Or 2.5 mile track.
Yeah.
I mean,
6 hours and 42 minutes, dude.
You know, that place holds like 200,000 people now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Indy is the place. Like,
do you agree? I know you're not an IndyCar fan, but do you agree that it's the greatest spectacle in racing?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is. It's you know, the snowball derby's close, but the snowball derby's a party and a race breaks out. But anyway, the Indy 500. I mean, if you win at Indy, there was people coming from all over the world to test their car at that track for 500 miles. I've seen a reproduction of the original race winner.
Really?
Yes, and it is a very accurate reproduction.
Mm-hmm.
And the rear view mirror was actually invented at Indy.
Yeah, that I didn't know that, man. He used the very first rear view mirror ever installed.
Yeah.
With the debut of the Indianapolis 500, with the winning of the Indianapolis 500. That's crazy.
I've seen that car, the reproduction of that car that's that's thought to be one of the best reproductions. There's no way I'd go 70 miles an hour in that car.
Yeah.
I would rather go 70 miles an hour on a lawnmower.
Oh my god!
Go 70 miles an hour in that car.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I mean, you're looking. It's basically big truck suspension.
Yeah.
Leaf springs, straight axle, front and rear. With knee shocks. Do you know what a knee shock is?
No.
So a knee shock, it bends like your knee. It's two points attached to. 1 point's attached to the chassis, 1 point's attached to the axle.
Ball and socket type style?
More like it bends like a knee, but it's not a ball and socket, but it's a dampener that you can adjust the tightness on.
Okay.
Yeah. Terrifying.
That sounds insane for 6 hours and 42 minutes.
Yeah. Go run one of the trucks we work on around 285 at 70 miles an hour for 6 hours.
Yeah.
You'd be pretty close to how you would be safer.
Yeah,
you would still be safer than running the first Indy race.
Yeah. That's so funny. And what's crazy is today, so he was averaging 72.6 miles per hour. Today, the drivers average over 160 miles per hour.
That's the average for the whole race.
For the whole race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
they've got individual lap speeds reaching 220. I was hearing
220. They've been into 230s before. They're in qualifying. I don't understand how someone drives that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Kyle Larson was talking about it. So you're in your qualifying run, you come out of turn 4, and then you raise the front of the car. You've got a button, and you raise the front of the car to get to reduce the drag. So it pulls the front wing off the ground, drops the back wing down out of the wind, and then as you get to a certain spot, you've got an alarm on the car that lets you know, okay, drop it back down. So when I go through this corner, I've got my downforce. Run through there and then do it again on the back straightaway.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
I couldn't handle it.
yeah, it's a lot of, and then that's just one adjustment. Then you got brake bias and you got your sway bars front and rear.
Right.
You got all kinds of stuff.
Right. So in the evolution of the track itself, it went from tar and gravel to bricks, and then eventually it was asphalted. But they left some of the bricks there exposed, which is cool. It's cute. It's a cool little homage to what it used to be called. What it used to be anyway. And Dale Jarrett, can you explain to me this tradition that Dale Jarrett has kind of started of kissing the bricks? What is this? Why? What are they doing?
He won the race, and he was so excited about it. He's like, I want to kiss the brick. The bricks are the start finish line. Now,
yeah,
and he wanted to kiss it.
Yeah.
So now all the NASCAR winners, they kiss the bricks. And every winner drinks milk.
Okay, explain that to me. Is that the staple of the Indy 500? Is the milk?
No, it actually started in the 30s. A guy wanted his mom to, like he grew up drinking when he was hot, drank some buttermilk. It'll refresh you, which we know now that buttermilk and milk in general is full of electrolytes.
Yeah.
And that's why it refreshes you. So he's like, man, give me some daggone buttermilk, dude. So he's in Victory Lane drinking some buttermilk, and after that, they were like, a milk marketing guy saw, hey, we should have them all drink milk, and now they all drink milk.
No way.
But you want to drink the milk in Victory Lane at Indy. That's like,
dude, you want to taste that milk, that sweet milk of victory?
That milk in Victory Lane is like the green jacket.
Right. You want to wear it.
The Masters. Yeah, you're going to wear it. You're going to pour it all over them. But you look at the people, there's a very small list of people that have drank the milk in Victory Lane.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is the staple then? If the what was it? The pimento cheese of the Masters, right? The mint julep of the Derby. Is the milk the staple? I mean, because the Masters and the Derby probably didn't start with mint juleps and pimento cheese, right? Like those things kind of eventually caught on. Do you think the milk? Well, I guess only one person can drink the milk, though.
Yeah, only one person can drink the milk.
So it can't be the staple. What is the staple?
According to AI Overview on here, a breaded pork tenderloin sandwich is the staple food of the Indianapolis 500.
Okay, that sounds about right for Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Breaded pork tenderloin sandwich. Come on.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's like Martinsville is a hot dog.
Okay, you got to have a Martinsville
hot dog. You got to
hot
go get a Martinsville hot dog. South Boston Speedway was the fried bologna sandwich, which has become the staple of Sonoa too.
Is that right? Fried bologna sandwich.
That's the go-to.
If you go to Sonoya Raceway, get the fried bologna sandwich.
Get the fried bologna sandwich.
Dude, I'm going to hold you to that.
I think Dad eats one about every race. At least one.
Keeps his cholesterol right.
I seen him come back with two one time. I was like,
he was a nervous wreck that day.
It was half price.
Oh, that's hilarious. Look, this show has been going on for a little while. We need to take an ad break, brother. Can you do that?
I got to pee.
Okay, let's do it.
Thanks for sticking with us through this ad break, guys. I'm here to tell you about one of our sponsors, Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. You can check her out at movingcoweta.com for all of your real estate needs in the metro Atlanta area. That's movingcoweta.com. Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. Now back to the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is Masters Covers with Chuck and Jon, but now we're going to talk about the dire wolf return from extinction.
Yes, Chuck, it appears that some scientists have decided to bring back some dire wolves from extinction.
10,000 years that these animals have been out of off the earth.
Yes.
And they look like fluffy Zeus.
Well, no one really knew exactly what they were going to look like, right? I think it's kind of fascinating that there was actually an argument before this what color they would be. They thought for a while there were some people who thought they might be red. They didn't really know what color they were going to come out. So
this kind of proves that we don't know what a freaking dinosaur looked like.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're putting skin over bones.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anybody who still thinks the T-Rex was running around with those stupid little arms and not wings, like they had wings, dude. They were humongous scavenger birds.
Yeah, like big chickens.
Huge chickens. Humongous chickens, like a ground vulture.
Yeah.
Like a humongous ground vulture.
Yeah, they were probably terrifying. They were probably more terrifying than they look from the artist renderings.
Well, that's possible. However, have you ever looked at so AI, or I don't know if it's AI, but they do this thing where they'll take the skeletal remains of like a hamster and they'll engineer what it might have looked like, and it will look wild, dude. Nothing like what it actually looks like, right?
Right.
We don't know, man. We don't know.
But what do you think about this? What do you think about them bringing animals back from extinction? What Colossal's doing?
The whole de-extinction thing, I haven't exactly made my mind up about it. I find it obviously fascinating from a research perspective.
Right.
Highly intriguing. Like that, I mean, that gets my brain firing on all cylinders, dude. Just to even think about how we're able to take, I mean, what this guy said, they drew DNA from a 13,000-year-old tooth and a 73,000-year-old skull, and they were able to complete a genome sequence combined with gray wolf, of course, and make wolves. Like, that just gets my mind going, dude. The fact that we can do something like that is crazy.
That technology. Now,
that's crazy. So from a research perspective, I like it. From a practical standpoint, though, you know what I mean? Because eventually you got to think about reintroduction.
No,
you don't think so?
I don't think all of them. Now, I know they're talking about reintroducing the woolly mammoth.
Yes,
but that could help. That could actually help the atmosphere. They claim.
Yeah.
But I don't think just because they brought the dire wolves back that they are trying to reintroduce them into places.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Colossal is trying to do that.
Right, Colossal's not. Now, some of these other places, I can't speak for them because they haven't been on any shows.
My concern is if China or Russia or any of them places North Korea has a spy in Colossal who has all this technology now and is shipping it back home, right? It's or Colossal or any other, they're not the only bioengineering place, right? Like there are other companies who are sequencing DNA and figuring out how to do all this stuff.
But they did it first.
That's true. So let's talk about it a little bit, man. What's your thoughts on, I mean, these are test tube animals, essentially.
Yeah, if
so how do you feel about this? How do you feel about the whole idea of creating life?
I don't know. I'm still out on I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. The ethical thing has me kind of dumbfounded too, because
look at it through a biblical lens. How is that supposed to work? I mean,
exactly.
is it even something to worry about?
Well, is it exactly? Is it different from building a building? Like God if you believe in a creator God, you also believe that he created us in the image of him. And as a creator God, we're also going to want to create if we're made in his image.
Right.
We're going to want to create things. So is it any different from creating buildings or roads or,
Genetically,
this is life. I mean, this is different.
It is life, but they did basically genetically mutate a gray wolf.
Yes, essentially.
Back into a dire wolf.
Correct.
How is that different from us genetically mutating corn?
Right. It's not. It's not.
It's the same, kind of the same thing. And even, is that even right?
Well,
I mean, look at corn. Look how much I could go.
Look at your packaging at the grocery store and how much of it says non-GMO or GMOs free or all that stuff. That's like a big deal now to be genetically modified free.
Yeah.
So I would have to say it's probably not a good thing to be ingesting those things. Now, there is kind of the argument that these aren't even dire wolves, right?
There's an argument there.
These aren't even they're not from the lineage of dire wolves.
They're closer to dire wolves than we had last year.
For sure. I mean, I think if I understand it correctly, they share the same genetic sequencing as a dire wolf, right?
Right.
And therefore, they're going to grow to about the same size. I mean, they're 5 months old and 80 pounds right now, and they're going to grow for about another 7 to 9 months, I think he said.
Yeah, so they're already Zeus's size.
They're already 80 pounds at 5 months, dude.
Yeah.
These are going to be massive. And they're developing the manes around their necks, dude. Yeah. That's so cool.
Now,
from a fun perspective, I love it. It's just the ethical stuff kind of gets me.
Yeah, I wish they would let us see them. You could go to, he said he didn't want to go to a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want them to go to zoos because he don't like people paying to see the wolves. But at the same time, it's like, man, if you're going to make something like this, let us see it.
Yeah, I mean,
let us hear that howl.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you brought something back from extinction just to put it in a cage.
Yeah. Well, to his credit, it is a humongous reserve.
Yeah,
it is
a lot of acreage.
A lot of acreage. It's got a 24/7 animal hospital. To their credit, this is a pretty state-of-the-art facility.
It almost sounds like
from what it
Jurassic
sounds like.
Park.
Now, do they have a theme ride at some point where it's plexiglass all the way around, like those weird bubbles in Jurassic Park, one of the newer Jurassic Parks? You remember those things?
Watched the new Jurassic Park terrifies me. Okay, so I haven't watched any of the new ones.
In the newer ones, you kind of get in these. They get in these instead of, you remember the Explorers that they got in.
Yeah, they can tear those up pretty quick.
Right. So nowadays they get into essentially like a big bubble, a big plexiglass bubble, and it's driven. You can kind of drive it around.
No better.
Can you imagine doing that with the dire wolves?
No. I would rather. I don't know, man. It's weird. The dire wolves, though, are they going to be man eaters?
I mean, you'd have to kind of raise them to be. As of right now, it sounds like the team has interactions with them still. They can get close. They can pet them.
Part of the problem with Jurassic Park is they made too many. You know what like animals.
I think part of the problem with Jurassic Park was its founding, right? If we're going to talk about it like it's real. I think the whole idea of this guy just wanted to make money off of dinosaurs.
Right.
He wanted to make a theme park. I think that's probably the downfall of Jurassic Park.
You think the guys from theme park? The guys from Colossal watched Jurassic Park and said, "That's not how we're going to do it."
Yeah.
Okay.
I think everybody from Colossal has seen every Jurassic Park. I think that's probably part of the resume. You have to have that on your resume. I've watched all the Jurassic Parks and I know not what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. They've got a chart at the top of their website. It's like species from de-extinction 1.
Yeah. Well, so what else? They're talking about bringing back the woolly mammoth. We talked about it a few weeks ago, right? The woolly mouse, how they
That
had
was
started
pretty
and made the woolly mouse. That's pretty neat, right? So they've got that. They're working on the woolly mammoth. The dodo bird was another one, right?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
I don't understand that one. I know it's extinct.
And it was a
but I don't.
freaking idiot. It didn't go extinct because of us. They're stupid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it went
yeah.
extinct recently,
Right.
and there was interactions with them. They were dumb birds.
Well, what's fascinating is there's technically dire wolves who were around like 4,000 years ago, I think, on like some random island that got isolated. And I mean, they were technically dire wolves, but they were just by themselves out on this island. And the genetic bottlenecking just
Yeah.
demolished the population,
That's weird how they say it'll demolish that population, but fix other or make other things evolve. Let's see.
Genetic bottlenecking is interesting. It's funny how it can be used in a negative and positive context.
Yeah.
But they're
Like-
also talking about bringing back the thylacine, that Tasmanian tiger, dude. What do you think about that?
I think it's still there.
Oh, you're in that camp.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
in
I'm
that camp.
Yeah, I think there's still some out there.
Well, considering the fact that the thylacine's habitat is not inhabited by humans, we don't go out there.
Right.
Like, they are out there in the deep forests of Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Like, way out there, dude. You're
Yeah.
never going to go out there.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, it ain't like riding to the Smoky Mountains.
Right, exactly.
I mean, well, let's put it like this. You go, I've been going to the Smoky Mountains all my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I've only seen one bear in the wild.
Yeah, isn't that
And
crazy?
it was in the process of getting hit by a car when I saw it. So yeah, it didn't turn.
What a
The
sad
bear,
story, dude.
the bear lost. It's like, oh, bear, oh no.
Dude. You don't hear them bear stories often, do you?
No, it come tumbling down the hill into traffic and got drilled by a Buick.
He just lost his footing on the mountain.
Yeah,
Next thing he knows, he's getting run over.
yeah. DRT.
Dude.
How would you like to be that family on vacation though? You got your little 4-year-old in the back. Mommy, you hit a bear.
The bear's dead face is through your windshield. Like,
But it's like, yeah. So yeah, I've only seen a bear in the wild once. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've been up there, a lot of times, but only seen a bear
Right.
once.
right.
So
sure.
you're gonna, and that's a very populated area.
Yeah.
There's people, and I mean, there's bear reportings, there's bear sightings all the time up there. But
Mhm.
there's also thousands, millions of people that go there on vacation every year. So yeah, they're going to see them. Now you take a couple researchers and a shrewd cat like a thylacine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it don't want to be seen, it's not going to be seen.
Right.
It saw them.
Yeah. It knew they were there.
Yeah. It ain't
That's
like
what
that.
I think
bear.
we don't understand. There's so much we don't understand about nature. I mean, even a gray wolf sighting in Yellowstone is rare, and you think you're
Right.
going to catch a thylacine out there?
Right.
Like, come on. These Tasmanian tigers are super smart, and they're the reason they've been able, if they are still around, the reason they've been able to survive is partly because they're able to hide and hunt.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at pictures of them, they're camouflaged.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
big
so
time.
cool. They're so cool. How their hindquarters have the tiger stripes, and they're kind of hunched like almost like a hyena in the hindquarters. It's so fascinating.
They're weird looking dudes. So as we move on from that, let's talk about another crazy animal, Bill Maher.
Yeah,
Um,
he is. He is.
So
Good old Bill.
Kid Rock orchestrated a meeting between Bill Maher and Trump.
Yeah.
And they actually got to sit down and hash out some stuff. And Bill Maher actually come out and said, Trump's really the guy that you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a crazy guy in the White House. He's playing a character, which we've all kind of known that. That character of Trump versus Trump, the businessman, is two different things.
Yeah.
But now Bill Maher explained. But the main thing that I took out of this was Bill Maher had his people make a list of all the names that he had called Donald Trump.
Yes.
And Trump signed it.
Yes.
Yes. And that is freaking awesome.
That's so good, man. It shows he has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It shows he has a sense of humor. Because I know Bill does get serious on his show, or he tries to get serious on his show sometimes. But at the heart of things, Bill Maher's a comedian.
Right.
Right? He's putting on a comedy show.
He is putting on a show just like Trump is putting on a show when he gets in front of camera.
Yeah. And it is a very common theme for people to change their tune about Trump after they meet him.
Yeah.
That's a very common theme. People always say it's not who you think.
And the thing about Bill Maher is he's been asking some of the same questions everybody's been asking of both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, he is still staunchly left.
Yeah.
But he's been saying, why are we doing this? Him, was it the Daily Show guy? Jon Stewart?
Yep. Stewart
has been asking these questions, you know? And sure. I think left or right, no matter what side of the aisle on, you just want to see the corruption end.
Right, right. Well, yeah, Bill Maher, I mean, he's come around on a number of things. And I think that's I think it's really important to showcase that while you can be a liberal person, you can be on the liberal side of things and not support biological men in women's sports. And you cannot support the outrageous push of the DEI programs, right? And you cannot support open borders. You can still be liberal and not support all those things that go way past the boundary.
Yeah, and the reason, I don't know the reason why they keep pushing that stuff, but it just whatever's running the back channels of things uses that to just divide people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely,
we're gonna throw it into a meme of the week, and we're gonna bring some people. We're gonna bring things together. Yeah. And I think this meme, John, I think it'll hit near and dear to your heart.
Okay, are you sending it to me?
I'm sending it to you right now. It's a double meme because it needs both of them to make the meme work. So
it's a double meme. Here we go. Dun, dun. Oh my gosh. Dire doodles are coming. Oh, that's Gen Z's dog right there.
Y'all are going to be getting one of those. You're going to go over to your kid's house. Leah's going to be like, Dad, check out my new dire doodle.
Dire doodle. That's what they're going to be.
His name is Carlos.
Yeah. Oh. That would be hilarious. Dire doodles. I love it, man.
He just looks at you and goes, woof.
They've engineered him to just say woof.
Woof. Look at the scale of the size of the wolf compared to the dire doodle to the guy.
So good.
It's like you're riding around with that joker in the back of your truck. He ain't riding in the front seat.
Doubt.
He's driving. He's telling you where to go. He's like, woof.
You need a flatbed for that dude.
Yeah. Okay. And now, John, We get to the reaction video. Are you aware of the new Minecraft movie? Does any of your kids Minecraft?
So my kids have played the game Minecraft. They know about the Minecraft movie coming out. My daughter actually has a field trip with school to go see the Minecraft movie.
Okay. Well, what about the chicken jockey?
I'm not super familiar.
Okay, well, just pull up that video and give that a gander right quick.
All
People
right,
are
I'm pulling
going
it.
nuts when Chicken Jockey shows up.
There's nothing in the notes.
Well, there's nothing in the notes. It's not there.
No,
Refresh your
something
notes.
I did. I tried.
Let me click on. Gone.
Gone.
Why does it say gone? Here, I'll send it to you the old-fashioned way then.
Yeah, man. We'll get this done one way or another. More than one way to skin a cat.
Little technical difficulties here on Monday morning.
More than one way to skin a dire doodle.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. I'm pulling it up.
Chicken Jockey!
I don't understand.
I don't know. They're like Chicken Jockey, and the place goes nuts.
The whole place is going nuts. This is like they're most they're like the biggest fans of this guy, and he just won something. There's confetti everywhere. Like, what is happening?
Chicken
What
Jockey.
are these people up to, man?
So I did a little research,
Okay.
and it turns out that the zombie riding the chicken jockey is one of the rarest things to get to spawn in Minecraft. Even if you have all the elements to create it, getting it to spawn is very rare.
Oh. Okay. So they're just celebrating the fact that it spawned.
Yeah, that they threw a nod to Chicken Jockey, which is very rare.
Okay.
And they're like, Chicken Jockey, and everybody just goes nuts.
I gotcha. How fascinating, man. How fascinating. I'll have to ask my kids about that some more when they get home from school.
Yeah, I kind of want to go see the movie.
Yeah, well.
Just to see if my theater goes nuts when Chicken Jockey shows up.
Wouldn't that be funny, man? Hey, dude, it's been a great show. We've got to hit our shout outs real quick. Actually, just check out the Oxenford Racing Facebook page.
Yeah.
How about that?
We got a ton of them.
Shout out the Eating Chambers channel on YouTube. Who else, Chucker? Who else?
Da Vinci's Pizza.
The Tall Tales podcast. I want to shout out the Tall Tales
Yeah,
podcast.
we're going to be. I need to text him and find out when that drops.
Yeah, I'd like to know, man. We want all of our listeners to jump on. All 4 of our listeners to jump on over there.
Jump on there.
The Tall Tales podcast and listen to Chucker's appearance.
Then we'll all have 8 listeners.
Yeah. Then they'll have Chucker back on when they realize their listenership went up by 4.
By 4. Yeah. Man, it was a great show, John. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to.